first on my screen is the plaintiff, Victoria Santoyo. Ms. Santoyo,
Yep.
good morning.
Good morning.
And next on my screen is Jevon Garmon. Mr. Garmon, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I've read your motion, Ms. Santoyo. Is there anything you want to add? And I've also read your response, Mr. Garmon. Read all of it. Is there anything you want to add before I hear from Mr. Garmon?
Yes, I do want to add that back in 2022, Jevon was not the one that made the effort to change custody. I had sole custody, and I was the one that went down to FOC to change the custody from sole to a 50-50 split. And with that, I also signed off on over $6,000 of child support in an effort to change what we have going on, basically. I would also like to mention that our son is he has a health condition, and in the past 2.5 years, he has had like about 60 different appointments, procedures, labs, and as of this past fall, Jevon has just started to take our son to his infusions. The part where he says that he doesn't know about his health and it's because he's simply just not there at the appointments, and he expects his girlfriend to go for him. And, I am currently experiencing a very hard pregnancy, and that is the reason why I have him going to these infusions. And even then, these infusions, at the last infusion, I offered to go, and his girlfriend told me that Jevon had called into work, and it turned out that he did not call into work. He still had to work that day, and it ended up being a whole thing to where my mom ended up having to sit with my son for the last little bit of it and brought my son or my kids back to me, or my son back to me. I would also like to mention that in the past 2.5 years, there has been 2 allegations from Jevon's brother. His girlfriend has accused my son of sexual assault on his younger cousin. Twice this has happened. And this could not be proven nor disproven because there was no adult supervision. So I'm asking simply just for school nights, overnights, for the kids to be with me. I feel like it's, this has been a recurring like back and forth thing over and over for the past 2.5 years. And I simply just I don't make it a problem because I want to keep the peace. And at this point, I am ready to put an end to the constant cycle. And I just want the overnights on school nights, and that's it. I feel that it's important for my kids to spend time with me and Jevon. But he has proven time and time again that he cannot be responsible with appointments, and he cannot be responsible with school. And I would like to just be the one to take that responsibility. I don't want to force him to do that, and I would like to do that. It's not taking away time from him or his family or his child that he has. I just simply want to make sure that my children are getting to where they need to be. They have what they need, and that's all.
Thank you. Mr. Garmon.
Yes, sir.
What say you?
All right. So to respond to Victoria,
and I read your response. I read it. So
no, I'm saying like to her recent, just what she just said.
Okay.
There some slight irregularities with that. So she mentioned the one with I believe the last infusion. That one, her mom, granted, yeah, her mom did stay with she stayed with our son. I know we can't say the name and everything. She stayed with him for approximately 20 to 30 minutes, maybe.
Well, they both got the initials MG, right?
Yeah, so that's why I said our son, because we have both of our initials are MG, so for our son aspect. Okay. But yeah, so I did actually attend the whole actual infusion. My dad came up there for a little bit because I was running late, because I had switched the shift with somebody to make it possible to go. I stayed up there. My father did come up there for a few minutes, but then her mother does work at the hospital. So she asked to take him because she was bringing him to, I think her mom's house or her sister or something like that, I believe. But so her mom did take care of take care of our son for a little bit for that aspect. But I would say a lot of that was kind of like one-sided, and pretty much a lot of stuff what she's saying, because like we had for the previous, I want to say like the last couple of months, we've had the kids more than she has, and like even with schooling and stuff like that, her mother has been able to take the kids to school on her weeks because she hasn't had a car. So a lot of our, it's just I don't want to like sit here and go back and forth. Basically, oh, I was doing this, she was doing that, this, and that, because it's not doing nothing better for our kids. We've been doing, since we got on our agreement, we've been doing very well keeping kids strict, like, this is your week, okay, doing fine with it. But it's just, I feel like that's still been like our best interest for everything. It's just, I don't want to keep going back and forth, or like even sitting on here today, just going back and forth of like, well, what are you doing wrong or what am I doing wrong? It's not really benefiting the kids.
No, it's certainly not. And it's not benefiting you, but more importantly, it's not benefiting Miss Santoyo, who I don't want to introduce extra stress into her life right now. It sounds like we got enough of it to go around. One of the things that perked my interest, I read the motion, and the last custody and parenting time order was your agreement, and was dated June 2nd of 22. And according to the current order, there's a 50-50 biweekly schedule. The problem that I'm having, trying to wrap my head around this, is the one thing that really caught my attention, really, is attendance issues at school. That caught my attention because, but there's no attendance records attached to the motion, Ms. Santoyo. Do you have those?
Yes, Your Honor. I tried to get those from the school, and I'm still waiting to get those. I was told that she would email them to me. I did not get those yet.
Okay, so I'm going to wait and adjourn your motion until I get those records, because that's the one thing that really caught my eye. And now you guys got to operate like business as usual until you get back into court. But I really want those attendance records, because that's going to really tell me what's going on here. So when you get those, bring your motion back. You won't have to pay another fee, and I will be in a better position to give you a decision. Okay, both of you.
Okay.
Keep it together. Okay.
I do have a question, Connor.
What can I do for you?
All right, so because previously last week was supposed to be my scheduled week with our kids,
okay,
and like she did like reject me from having the kids. I was wondering, how can I go?
Let me stop you a second. Okay. So any issue with parenting time, as far as if there's been a denial of parenting time, those are brought to the friend of the court, and then they bring them to me if they can't get it figured out. So what you need to do is, if you were denied parenting time, and everybody's got to follow the current order until we get back into court. But if you've been denied parenting time, then you have to file the appropriate matter at the friend of the court, because Michigan compiled law 552.644 authorizes the friend of the court to initiate that, not the parties. So
no, yeah, I did go through the FOC and
and they'll meet with both of you. And then if they think it's something that I need to get involved with, they'll bring it back to me. Okay. But right now, that's what you got to do.
Your Honor, I do want to mention one thing. Our son I do have a picture right here. This is how his rash has started.
No, I get it. again, we're not talking about your motion, okay?
Okay.
If the order has to be followed, and if there is an emergency request that the order be amended, then there's a court rule you have to follow, and you need to go to the Legal Assistance Center for that.
Okay,
But,
that's what I was wondering.
I don't want to cover any of that stuff at this point. I'm waiting for the attendance record, so you both
Okay.
are all set, and I'll both hear back from you at some point.
Okay, thank you.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jan.
All right. First on my screen is Mr. Dominic Sanders. Mr. Sanders, good morning.
Good morning,
And next on my screen is Penelope Cruz. Ms. Cruz, good morning.
Good morning.
So I've reviewed your motion, Mr. Sanders. Is there anything you want to add to it before I hear from Ms. Cruz? Because I read her response as well. I think there was a response. Yes, I read your response as well. Anything you want to add?
Sure. I ain't seen my daughter since she was 1 month, and she's 4 months now. And that's why I put the motion in, because she hasn't let me see my daughter or nothing, or she don't respond to no texts or nothing. And she filed a CPS report right when I put the motion in, because first she was denying it, because I tried to hand it to her, not me, but a different party. And so that's why I sent it through the mail. When I sent it through the mail, she called CPS and put a report in and made lies and stuff. Talking about, yeah, she made up, huh?
So have you been contacted by Child Protective Services?
Yeah, they came to my house.
Okay.
And she also denied the motion and claimed 100% custody.
Well, I mean, until paternity is determined, that's how it's gotta be. But let me ask Cruz. So I've read your response, Penelope, and one of the things I want to say is this, is whenever there's a paternity complaint filed, and Mr. Sanders filed a paternity complaint on March 6th of this year. Whenever that happens, the next step in that is one of two things. Either pursuant to law, MCL 722.716, either this court has to order genetic testing to determine if in fact Mr. Sanders is in fact the father of this child, or if the parties agree that Mr. Sanders is the father of this child, then both parties can sign what's called an affidavit of parentage. Then there wouldn't have to be any genetic testing, and then the parties can file a motion with Judge Gottlieb for whatever custody or child support or visitation, parenting time there is. So let me ask you, Penelope, is this something that we want, or that you're requesting that we go through a genetic test, or would the parties be able to sign an affidavit of parentage?
We could do the testing.
Okay. All right, then that's where we have to start, Mr. Sanders. I can't order anything until we get that figured out. So I will grant your motion, and I will sign the order that you have provided. And then they will do some genetic testing and figure out what's going on from there. Okay. I'll enter that order today.
Okay,
You're all
sounds
set?
good.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank
All
you.
right. Sanders, take care, and I wish you both the best of luck. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.